AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
All right, 6 minutes after 9 o'clock, Jim George is in the studio. It's one of the reasons I like waking up on Fridays, because I know Jim is coming in. Jim is our go-to guy when we have questions about technology, and we've expanded from talking about cable TV all the way to the universe. So you are professor of the universe.
And apple tree watcher.
The apple tree, yes. Yeah, well, so far we have 2 guardians of the apple tree seedlings that we've given away 2 apple trees. One to Carol Ann and one to
Lori Williams from Bob
over at Bob Wines.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at that tree grow.
But see, I'm going to be the guardian of the big one, the first one.
Oh, yeah.
I'm the guardian of that
It
one.
takes a big fellow to watch that one. I mean, it was a twig, and now it's actually a nice little bush.
Yeah, it's growing, huh?
It is growing. And you're fertilizing or anything? You're just leaving it be. Just say,
Well, we have this stuff called Miracle Grow.
oh, yeah.
So, what that is? Do you call that fertilizer?
Yeah, that's fertilizer.
Fertilizer.
Yeah. All right. So it's a beautiful day in downtown Ocala, and is today First Friday?
Today
Yes.
is First Friday. Yes.
right.
Tomorrow is First Saturday, by the way.
Look at there.
Dunellen.
And Denellen.
Yeah, did you know that? They do the same thing in Dunellen that we do here in Ocala, but theirs is the morning of the First Friday. Ours is the evening of the first.
I like the evening, but the
Well,
morning
this is
kinda
Saturday, ours is
warm.
Friday.
Yeah. So do you have the list? I mean, I know we're getting off subject a little bit. Does the city tell you when they're doing certain things, like when the chalk thing is on the sidewalk?
Yes.
When the,
Yeah.
Not 99.9% of the time.
Okay.
We did not get an advance notice about the Bruce Mozart plaque that they put into
No.
the sidewalk, which we're very happy about. So.
Yes.
We
Yes.
are.
But I kind of
They
wish
did
we had
not.
known about that in advance. But
Yeah, they should
Yeah,
have
take
sent
some
us a
pictures
press
and have
release.
it.
Yeah, well, they did.
Would
The
have been
Star
there.
Banner got some nice pictures of that.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, some of the ladies who were actual models in his photographs were there. They still look good, by the way.
Yeah.
And then they had young ladies posing in the same pose, I guess you would say, right?
And my daughter Shannon, Bruce Mozart asked her to pose for him in 2005, I think it was. So
You know, as well as I knew him, he never
so
once
she was
asked
one
me.
of his models.
He needs a wide angle lens.
Never once, Jim. Never said to me,
Yeah.
"Hey, Larry, we're doing an underwater shoot.
Yeah.
Can you hold your breath?"
What's it called? Orca.
Oh, I'm feeling bad now. So how you doing, Jim?
I'm doing good.
So
Thank
you went
you.
to see, don't tell me, Vicki Lawrence. Oh, you fell asleep. You
Yeah,
said.
I did. That was my fault. I worked so hard, and I got in there, and I think I got a cracked rib from my wife hitting me. But but anyway, it's one of those things you do. You know, you can't do. I was just telling you,
You
can't
get up too
soar with
early.
the
That's what
eagles
it
all
is.
day and
Yeah.
hoot with the owls all night.
I think we offered it to you like 3 hours before it went on.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
I called her,
it
and she
was-
said, "Yeah, let's go." And I go, "Oh." Yeah. I'm getting like Galen now. You know, you just got to do it. You know,
Exactly.
but sometimes you can't last the night. You know.
Yeah. And that's no fault of your own, but I love spontaneity, and I'm sure your wife appreciated
Oh, yeah,
having
yeah.
a night out, and you with her, just the two of you.
We do enjoy
Wonderful.
that. We do enjoy
Something
that.
different.
So anything technological that you want to tell us about? Anything going on?
Well, I promised you I would be reading that magazine and even bring it to you so you'd have it and discuss the different articles. But one of the articles in the magazine is really interesting. So you buy this software and you put it on your phone. And then you buy this wand, and the wand costs $2,000.
Oh my gosh.
But it allows you to do sonic of your heart and
Heart?
body. Yeah.
Oh.
In other words, it's
Why would you want to do that?
well, let's assume you were a paramedic or if you were an EMT.
Oh, okay.
You know, as long as you have your cell phone and have the wand, and it's just like a pen, the size of a pen, and you use it the width way, you don't use it the point way, and you just run it over a person's body, and on your cell phone, you can see the internal organs and everything. It's like you would a sonogram.
Wow.
How
And
cool is
for
that?
$2,000.
So I would
you are-
imagine that the hospital or whatever pays for that, not the.
Well, it would be, but you could have it'd be a walk-in clinic maybe who doesn't want to pay for a big device, that you need to have because you lay down, they put the soap, that oily stuff on you, so it slides.
Do you know?
Yeah.
Do you know how much the
That kind of
Apple Pencil costs? Like, because I do artwork, and you can do digital artwork. Do you know how much the Apple Pencil costs?
I have no idea.
$100. It's a $100 pencil.
You have to keep sharpening it.
I don't own one.
Whittle it right down to nothing.
I don't own one,
Oh.
but yeah, it's $100. And I think the point might need to be replaced every now and then. I can't remember.
Can't use your finger, huh? You can't like etch a sketch or something.
Actually, you can use your finger,
Oh.
but the point makes it,
yeah,
more precise. I
more
guess.
pointy.
Yeah, more pointy.
Who wants to sharpen their finger?
But is that most excellent on that device, though? Because that's just another step of just helping people as early as possible.
Yeah, it's an offshoot of NASA. That's one thing I caught my eye in the magazine. I mean, imagine if you have an elderly parent and they have to keep going in for all these checks or whatever it is. You buy this pin and there you go. But it's an app. Oh, when it's remote, you don't plug it in. It's RFI. In other words, it sends it to your cell phone.
Oh, I have a question
my
for you.
gosh.
Now, this
Yeah.
this might not be in your area, even though you are professor of the universe. But Matt Wilkerson is who we got our
Yes,
phones to.
yes.
He recently asked me if I was over 55, and I said yes.
Yeah, a little over.
And so they have this special deal where you get unlimited data if you're over 55.
Yeah.
So I got unlimited data.
Wow.
Okay, now I have a question for you about this, and this might be something more for Matt. But could you? There's a thing called, what's it called again, Robin? Hotspot. There's a thing called hotspot on the phone.
Okay.
Could you turn on your hotspot, and through that data, actually use like your laptop that needs a Wi-Fi?
Exactly.
Oh.
So the data can become similar to Wi-Fi.
Yeah, so when we go to North Carolina, my IT guy and we usually leave at 7 at night and arrive at 7 in the morning. He turns his cell phone on, turns it into a hotspot. His sister works for AT&T, so she gave him an unlimited data plan. And then he sits in the front seat with his computer and plays video games and all this stuff that he does.
That's fascinating.
Right.
Wow.
But if you had to pay for that data, it would be pretty
Very expensive. Like in the early days of cell phones, I mean, my bill was unbelievable. And there was no data, nothing. It was just phone calls.
Yeah. So now when Galen says, "Have you seen this movie or that movie?" you say, "No, I haven't." But with the unlimited data plan, I can go online, I can download the movie, and then sling it to my TV.
Oh, to your TV. See, I'm okay with
really?
that. I don't like watching a movie.
No, you sling it to
on
your
my
TV.
little phone.
You
Okay.
basically get a smart TV, and you go on to the IP portion of it. I'm not the IT guy, so just bear with me. But there is a place that says receive Verizon or receive T-Mobile, and you click on that, and then whatever you're watching on the surface of your laptop gets shown on the surface of the TV.
Wow.
And you watch TV through your. In your case, you can watch anything. I mean, Hulu, Netflix, whatever.
So I'm guessing
Wow.
that the whole movement for like McDonald's and Starbucks and even the city square, the town square, to have Wi-Fi, that's probably going to be a thing of the past.
No. So a hotspot is basically a Wi-Fi connection. It's just a larger connection.
But I don't like it. Like when I go to McDonald's, for example,
Yeah.
it's nice that they have it. But if you have data, I think it's better to use data than Wi-Fi. Because it's quicker, it's smoother. There's nobody sending you ads for hamburgers.
Yep.
Security too, right? Isn't data
The
more
advertisement
secure?
for hamburgers, I don't know that bag. I had one yesterday.
I'm waiting for them to deliver because they're
Yeah.
right up the road.
When did you order it?
It's been a while.
I'm sorry, Robin. You were saying something, and I totally lost control.
So if you're somewhere that's Wi-Fi and you plug into Wi-Fi, it's less secure for your bank and stuff than if you use
It
your
is, but you're
data?
not using your data. So you're using the Wi-Fi. So, yes, if you were doing banking stuff, you can use your 3G, 4G, or 5G connection, whichever you happen to have in that area. But then if you wanted to download a movie or something, you could use the Wi-Fi. But in your case, where you actually have unlimited data, then you don't really care. You just download
That's
a movie.
right. That's right.
So you can download it to your cell phone, store it, and then if you have a smart TV, you could physically download it. There's a physical connection cable they make, and just dump it into the memory of your TV and just watch it whenever you want.
Well, can you store it in the cloud then, and not in the
You
physical
could store it in the
phone?
cloud. Yes, you could.
So you need a new account or something. for
You would
that.
get a cloud-based, like an Amazon cloud-based or a Google cloud-based connection.
Uh-huh. Wow.
Well, we have an iCloud thing. We can do that.
Yeah.
What's what is that? That's an Apple thing, right? The iCloud? Yeah.
Well, think about it. I
don't know how that works.
But unlimited. I mean, I'm gonna tell my wife because she's got Verizon. I have Verizon. I don't do any data storage. I have so many servers in my office. I can store anything I want to store. But for her, I'm just gonna tell her that go ahead and just get the unlimited data plan.
Yeah.
So if you need to fix something, like at like the Palms where you have the TV thing, can you do that remotely from your phone?
Yes, so we're putting in servers and such right now, smart servers, you might say, managed servers as compared to unmanaged. Unmanaged servers like a splitter, sends one signal that way, one signal this way. Managed, I can tell the ports what to do. So yes, I can say look at this or look at that, and then I can monitor it. And I can even set parameters so that it will text me or email me when there's a problem outside the parameter. So if I'm out of town, I can tell there's a problem before the problem exists.
Oh, wonderful.
That's amazing. You have a phone call. You got more than one phone call.
not a phone
Let me
call.
do them one at a time. Good morning. You're on the air with Jim.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Talking about the data and minutes or whatever phone calls. My wife has a smartphone and iPad. And as far as the data goes, it takes data or whatever to load the pictures, they say, into the smartphone. Once your pictures are loaded, do you need a hotspot or Wi-Fi to look at the stuff that you have on your phone or in the cloud or whatever? I don't know how that works. And once it's there, you're not using any more data if it's loaded to the phone, are you, when you pull up the pictures?
Right. Once it's on your cell phone, it's on your cell phone. You can recall it from the hard drive. Think of your phone as having a hard drive in it. It really does, and it has like a RAM, a random access memory type of thing, and it's stored in that. And then you just delete it when you're done. Or if you still like it, send it to the cloud and store it, or send it to something else and store it.
Well, that's it. She just keeps this stuff on her phone. It's
No.
we're great grandparents now, so we have a new baby folder, and
Well, there's not a whole lot of
I'm
memory.
curious about that. Once she's like, if we're in the car or something, I don't have. Well, to me, they are new cars, but I have an 05 vehicle and an 03, and they do everything I want it to do, and they're comfortable, etc., etc.
Yes.
So the new cars, I'm hearing, have built-in hotspots in them. Mostly it's the General Motors vehicles.
Yeah.
And what's the difference between that and just looking at stuff that you downloaded on your either iPad or iPhone if you're in the car?
Well, a hotspot just allows you to have multiple users. So let's assume you were in a van and you were going to, Atlanta for something, a concert or such, and there was 10 people in the car or 5 or whatever. They could all use the hotspot.
Oh.
Yeah, just imagine,
I think I understand that.
like an access point.
Right. But the big thing is either you're using minutes or data, or you can be. It's a combination of both. If you're doing something that you pulled up on the phone, or you're not. If you have stuff on there like pictures or whatever that you want to look at.
Yeah. We may have to get Matt back in here one day and have Matt discuss this whole. If everybody's interested in that subject, Matt is the guy that knows that back and forth. I know about it. He knows it.
What I'm getting at is, how does this? Are you using minutes and data, or you're not using anything because it's on the phone?
Well, if you're downloading something from a site, chances are you're using your data plan if you're using 4G on your phone. But if you're in the house and there's a Wi-Fi connection, and you've switched over to the Wi-Fi connection, then you're getting free data from the Wi-Fi and free data into your cell phone, and you're not using any of the data because you're on the Wi-Fi connection. So you just have to decide. But just as a note, my wife is forever having to delete stuff, especially grandchildren pictures, because that will clog up your cell phone quickly. It only has so much memory. That's all it has.
Right. Well, she's got this, it's like a mini tablet. They call it a smartphone.
Yeah.
I don't know how many pictures that thing would hold or whatever, but right now we have a new great-granddaughter, and of course we're downloading pictures that are being sent to us because my family is every place else but Florida.
Yeah, yeah.
Congratulations.
And, it's something I was curious about. I was pretty sure that was correct.
Yes.
I was correct in that, but as long as we're in the now, how about if you're like in a restaurant and they advertise Wi-Fi and all that? A fast food place.
Right. Then you can surf the internet through just like it was a computer. You're using their Wi-Fi connection, not your data, not your minutes.
Right, but I mean, you could do that. Now, how about if you use like a Garmin setup on your iPad? I know my son does this a lot, but that's his business.
Yeah, if you're using the Garmin, I believe that is part of your data plan. I could be wrong. It could be part of your minutes plan, but I believe it's part of your data plan.
But anyway, it's something that, to me that was good news. Once you got it, it's yours.
Exactly,
so to speak, until your battery runs dead or we get hit with an EMP bomb or something like that.
All right,
thank you very much for the information, and the stuff that keeps coming up just boggles my mind. I don't know. I like my good old flip phone, and that's it.
Yeah.
I can take a picture of whatever I want, and I'm happy as a bug in a rug.
All right, thank you.
Anyway, have a great weekend, everybody, and thanks again for the programming, WOCA, and thank you, Mr. George, for coming on the air and sharing some of your knowledge, and really appreciate it.
All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you. So I wanted to say one thing too. When I signed up for the 55 plus thing, I was also asked if I was a veteran, and I'm not. So apparently they have a plan for veterans too.
All right.
Just so you know.
I wanted to ask you a real quick question. So whatever happened to the coach that our friend was living in, that the tree limb landed on it? Doug.
Oh, okay.
Did they haul it away? Did they burn it?
No. They were able to fix the
it?
trailer, yes, which kind of breaks his heart because we drive past it all the time on Sundays. But he's doing really well.
Oh, good.
He's in a group home, and he's got that urine tube.
Yeah, still has the bag.
So it's good that he has somebody with him at all times who's
yes.
medically trained and all that stuff.
I was just curious.
Yeah, but we do have another phone call.
All right.
Good morning. Thank you for calling. You're on the air with Jim George.
Good morning, sir. My alma mater, Clarkson University, is researching into sodium-ion batteries. There are two professors working with a grant from Department of Energy and GE to bring sodium-ion batteries to practicality. The thought is that they will be less prone to overheating and catching fire than the current lithium-ion batteries.
That's one of the articles that's in the NASA magazine. It actually shows, it looks like silicon gel. That's what it looks like, and it's really it's water-based.
Wow.
Yeah, very interesting.
Very cool.
Yeah. The professors Mitlin and Pack at Clarkson University are doing some of the research.
I thought that was a guitar group or something.
Thank you, Jim.
That's Garfunkel or somebody, right?
That's cool.
All right, have a good day.
That's
Thank you.
cool stuff. Yeah. I mean, I love it all. It's just so neat that you can sign on to things now, and like once upon a time it wasn't so easy. We used to have like several different devices. Like I was so happy when I bought a new phone, and then a new camera, and then when I got the phone, it was like, oh my gosh, I don't need the camera.
Yeah, my wife actually has this really expensive Nikon camera, and I mean really expensive, with all these different lenses, and I hardly ever see her use it. She just says, no, my cell phone takes better pictures than my camera.
Oh my
she
gosh.
paid like $2,000 for all this stuff.
Yeah.
You got to be kidding me.
Robin knows more about cameras than I do, but it seems like there's
The train coming through.
there's still a place,
Yeah,
right?
there is.
There's still a place for the more, right, Robin? There's still a place for the big camera.
Yeah.
I think so.
All right, ready for another call?
I am.
Good morning. You're on the air with Jim.
Yes, good morning, everybody. See, Larry had Top of the World on this last week, and one of the subjects was solar panels. I'd like to know your opinion on that. How does that work? Now, you collect the energy from the sun on your roof. Now, does that store like in batteries in your attic that supply you with electricity when it's nighttime? And will the expense, does it take quite a while to come out even where you're ahead? And do you have an opinion on that?
Yeah, so the solar cells themselves is just it's a conversion. It converts light to electric. And so, yes, you have to store that electricity somewhere, and they put them in batteries, but not in the attic. There'll be a special room or an outside on your house. You don't ever want them enclosed somewhere in your house. You want them outside your house. La Tesla has one, I think it's $15,000, and it would run like a 1,000 square foot house. So if you had a 2,000 square foot house, you would need two of them. But there again, you have to add the cost. If that's $15,000 and that you needed two, it might be $30,000. How long would it take you to have $30,000 worth of electric bills if you had a 2,000? Is your bill $300 a month? And if it is, then you'd have to determine how many years is that. If that's $3,600 a year, and it's going to cost you $30,000. It'd be 8 to 10 years, and in that time you'd need new batteries, and those batteries are expensive. So it's just not quite there yet. But it's a great idea. Don't get me wrong; it's a great idea.
Yeah, it just sounds like it's not feasible at this time. And then, let's say a guy's got a 15, 20-year roof on his house. Well, you don't want to put that stuff up there because they got to take those panels off to put a new roof on about 3 or 4 years later, and that's got to be expensive too.
Yes, if you were going to do something like that, you'd probably want to do it when you were going to replace your roof, so they could put the little bars, screw them into the plywood on your roof, and then tar around it, and then you could put the panels on. Because next time you have to replace the roof, they don't replace those. They panel around it. In other words, you just remove the panels. They just unsnap. That's all.
The one thing I want to interject, I wish you had called when he was here, only because the cost factor, I think, is different if it's part of the building that you buy when you first move in.
Right.
I think that's different.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I was only speaking about the Tesla one that's $15,000. Yeah, and no, the panels have come way down in cost, and the government's giving you tax incentives, But I don't need a tax incentive. I don't make that much money.
But this particular community that they're building over on top of the world they're all going to have it. So you buy the house and it's already equipped that way. I think it's that's what I got from it, and therefore I don't know that cost thing is part of that.
So I understand. Great idea, but just not ready for prime time for me. That's all.
We're almost done, Jim. Oh my
Look at
gosh.
there.
What's your weekend plan?
Weekend plan, work in the yard. My wife is out of town, and so she's left me a honey-do list. Man, you wouldn't understand a honey-do list, but it's a long thing. Galen, ask Galen next Monday, what's a honey-do list?
It's amazing that you actually think at 63, I have no clue what you're talking about. Jim, I'm going to sleep tonight. Just like you did. It's Vicki Lawrence show.
Yeah. I didn't want to advertise that, but okay.
What do you mean? You talked about it.
I was tired.
20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you for what you do.
thank
It's
you.
always fun. I love this.
It is fun. Look at a beautiful day. Just look at this day.
It's gorgeous.
You can't beat this day.
There you go.
Have a great weekend.
Thank you, Jim. We'll be right back.
Fox News Radio. I'm Lillian Wu. We're getting our first look at the job situation in the country. The April jobs report just out showing the unemployment rate fell to 3.9%. That is better than expected. Analysts were thinking would fall to 4% from 4.1%. The number of jobs added, 164,000. That is also below expectations. They were expecting 190,000 jobs. In Hawaii, some 1,500 people being asked to evacuate after Kilauea erupts.
Molten lava has spilled onto forest land and paved streets alike.
We